Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Chat South Africa with Pammy T. So, yesterday while I was on the socials, I bumped into something rather interesting. Well, it caught my attention, and I thought it's only fair that I bring it here and we chat about it. So, it's something a bit controversial, right? And it gave my mind something to think about. And honestly, I thought, what better space to share this type of info with you guys so that I could hear your views on the matter. So there's this guy who made a video. So in this video, unfortunately, I didn't download the video for you guys at that time because I didn't really think much of it at that particular time. But as the day went on, and then I couldn't find the video anymore. But apparently, this guy is someone who is known. And okay, let me stop blabbing and just tell you what the video was about. So, what this guy was talking about, he was sitting in a restaurant and he was just speaking about the vibe that, since they chased Zimbabweans away from this particular restaurant, I don't really enjoy coming here anymore. Now, this is a restaurant that I've been coming to on a regular, and I'm going to be spending the whole day at this particular restaurant. So I'm going to be working from here today. So I guess from my mind, this guy probably holds meetings there and he's there for the Wi-Fi, and the service, the customer service I get. But what he was saying is that, the vibe is no longer the same. Like he was saying that the people, the waiters and the waitresses that were working there were quite mature age-wise, and they just didn't have the same customer service skills that the younger Zimbabweans that were working there previously had. So basically, he was saying that imagine being served by someone who's old enough to be your father. So, what I got from what he was saying, he was basically complaining about the customer service at the restaurant. He was complaining about the age of the people that were working at the restaurant now, and obviously the customer. What else was he complaining about? He also mentioned that, this would affect the restaurant industry in a negative way if it continues. So the guy was just going on and highlighting all the things that he was not happy about while visiting that restaurant. Or, well, anyways, when he made the video, I think he had been there for some time and he was just expressing what his observations were while he was at the restaurant. So, all in all, in his wording, he wishes that Zimbabweans could be brought back. Zimbabweans could still be working as waiters and waitresses and whatever at the restaurants. That Zimbabweans bring a customer service. They are tops when it comes to customer service, comparing them to the South Africans that are working there now, right? So I guess you have a picture, you have an idea of what I'm saying. So initially, when I listened to this, I was like, okay, this is interesting. But now I'm thinking, is it possible that South Africa could have made a mistake when it comes to getting rid of Zimbabweans when it comes to the industry of restaurants and service, the customer service at restaurants? Because what I'm thinking is that as South Africans, we have school leavers. We have people that are fresh out of school, be it out of matric, be it out of tertiary school, be it some that have dropped out, be it like we have youth in South Africa. We have young people that are looking for jobs. Now, at the same time, it might not be exactly the job that you studied for or the job that you want to be in for long term. But I know that some students and postgraduates, they do most often go into the restaurant industry. They do go into waitresses and waitering jobs, as an interim. Some even go in as interim and end up being there for a number of years. So it can't possibly be that South Africa doesn't have youth that can work at restaurants. And it can't be that South African youth lacks at customer service and Zimbabwean youth. Like, youth is youth. For me, I don't know. That's why I'm saying let's chat about it and just show each other. Because, at sometimes when someone's brain is asleep, the next person's brain is wide awake. And you could point out some other things that perhaps I didn't really think about. But I think when it comes to youth, whether you come from Zimbabwe, you come from Botswana, you come from Namibia, wherever you come from South Africa as well, The energy is still there. I mean, when it comes to learning the menu, the capability of doing that should be almost the same. And so I was a bit confused with what this guy was talking about, because when he highlighted the age factor, with the people that were hired at that restaurant are now of mature age or are of mid age. I was like, why? Why would someone who is in their mid ages, or someone who is in their older ages or whatever, want to go and work at a restaurant? We are all aware that at restaurants, if you're working there as a waiter or waitress, you are on your feet most of the time. And believe me, even I, at this particular age, I do not want any job that's going to keep me on my feet for hours and hours on end. So we have youth in South Africa, just like Zimbabwe. I'm not discrediting Zimbabweans as well in this video, but I'm just saying that if you're going to be making comparison, that when Zimbabwean workers were still here, the atmosphere was fresh. They know customer service. They are alive. They are with it. That is youth everywhere. Youth is always with it. They always quick. They always know what they're doing. So they're always active in a way. So if we are to make that kind of comparison, and same with customer service, I think when I've spoken about youth, I'm covering the element of customer service as well, because customer service would require you to know the menu, require you to be able to make suggestions to your client about the menu, would require you to be up and about. Should your client or your customer need you, or need to ask for something, or you are there, you are, you're responding to them in the correct way. You are not necessarily being their servant, but just providing a service that makes the experience at the restaurant pleasant, right? And I strongly believe that South Africans can do that. And what else? So, what I wanted to get from you guys, or just to discuss with you guys, are South Africans going to regret chasing Zimbabweans out of that particular industry? But another thing that I wanted to highlight while I've still got you guys here is the compensation part at restaurants. Because when I heard Uti Mug and Bean was giving their employees a salary of 1,000 rands, that's like 250 rands a week. That didn't sound too good to me. It didn't sound too good. Okay, fine, they get their tips and they get whatever other incentive, but the most important thing to a person is your salary, I think, because that's your stable income. That's money that you are sure of is coming in. You can't be sure of tips. Tips are just an extra bonus on the side. So, when you hear about these salaries as well, are they salaries that are realistic? Will South Africans really go out there and be working for those salaries? Or will there probably need to be an adjustment when it comes to that? Just, there might be a couple of things that I'm leaving out. Sorry, when I come and speak to you guys, I don't really jot notes. Chances are I'm coming from somewhere else and I am just thinking, let me do this, let me do this. But probably when I've dropped off with you guys, I'll be thinking of a whole other elements, a whole lot of other things that I could have said. And you guys can do that on my behalf as well. Just highlight whatever I might have forgotten that is got something to do with this particular topic. So, will South Africans eventually regret themselves for sort of chasing Zimbabweans away from the restaurant industry? Or did South Africans actually do Zimbabweans a favor because they were being cheated? If you're going to be earning a salary of 1,000 rands a month, and at the same time, when I say that, maybe other people would be like, why are you even talking about people's salaries? Because it's not your salary. So what is your concern with their salary? Because they are not complaining. Yeah, but we don't know. Maybe they are complaining, but they just not being that loud because they know very well what maybe very little is going to be done, whether they complain or not. A lot of elements go into this. But please, Donna, drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this whole thing, because I love to hear from you. I love to hear your views. And let's chat, South Africa. Take care.